The city was once a beacon of technological marvel. Towering skyscrapers scraped the sky. Flying vehicles zipped between them. Now it was a desolate wasteland. Twisted metal skeletons reached up like grasping claws. The streets were littered with rubble. The air crackled with an unnatural energy. It seeped from the gates, gaping wounds in reality that vomited forth monstrous creatures. These were not the monsters of myth and legend. No, these were something far worse, twisted amalgamations of flesh and nightmare. They rampaged through the city, driven by an insatiable hunger. Their roars echoed through the shattered streets, a symphony of chaos and destruction. The few survivors who remained huddled in fear. They hid in the shadows, praying to be overlooked. They remembered a time before the gates, a time of peace and prosperity. Now all that remained was terror.
Daisuke Takeda stumbled through the rubble-strewn streets. His once immaculate suit was torn and covered in grime. A gash marred his forehead, the dried blood a stark reminder of his failure. He was a hunter, once a symbol of hope in this shattered world. Now, he was just another broken soul, haunted by the echoes of defeat. He had faced countless horrors, stared death in the face more times than he cared to remember. He had always emerged victorious, his spirit unbroken. But the last battle, that had been different. He had faced a creature of immense power, a being of pure malice that had ripped through his defenses like paper. The memory of that defeat clung to him like a shroud. He could still hear the screams of his comrades, the sickening crunch of bone, the feeling of his own power shattering like glass. He had barely escaped with his life.
Daisuke?
He looked up, startled. Standing before him was Rika, her eyes filled with concern. She was a beacon of light in this darkness, her spirit unbroken despite the horrors she had witnessed. She had been there that day, had seen his defeat. Yet, she still looked at him with hope.
You shouldn't be out here alone, it's too dangerous.
Dangerous? What danger could there be for someone already dead inside?
Don't talk like that, the city needs you, we all need you.
The city has forgotten us, Rika. We are ghosts, remnants of a bygone era.
No, they haven't forgotten. They're just afraid to hope.
Her words struck a chord within him, a flicker of something akin to anger, to defiance, sparked within his chest. He had spent too long wallowing in self-pity, allowing his past to define him. He had forgotten what it meant to fight, to protect. Images flashed through his mind. His training, the camaraderie of his fellow hunters, the faces of those he had saved. He remembered the oath he had sworn, the promise he had made to protect the innocent, to stand against the darkness. He looked at Rika, her eyes filled with a quiet strength that belied her youthful appearance. She was right. He couldn't give up. He wouldn't. He had to fight, not just for himself, but for her, for the city, for the memory of those he had lost.